is everybody doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? We are here. We are live. We are direct. This is the Spin Theory, and we're going to break it down today. I hope you guys are excited. We have a very, very exciting show for you guys today. I have one of my brothers, one of my mentors, this guy, I look up to this guy as a person, as a B-boy. Man, I'm excited for this one. We're going to get into it, man. We are going to get into it. Now, before we do, I need everybody to please like the video. Please like the video. Subscribe to the channel. It is easy. Now, if you guys want to subscribe and become channel members, it's only $2.99 a month. And that's how you guys can help the breaking community, right? But you don't have to. All you guys got to do is just like the video and subscribe. It is easy and it is free. Also, you guys are not ready for this. I got some special news for you guys. You guys know Rebirth from Ground Zero? Yeah. We're going to have them here on Wednesday, y'all. We're going to have them. Make some noise. Come on, y'all. Come on. Stop playing. Stop. We're going to get Rebirth in here. We're going to talk some Ground Zero stuff. We're going to talk some breaking. I don't know what's going to happen with him on. I don't know if you guys know who Rebirth is, aka Tells. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but you guys are going to find out. We're going to get Rebirth in the building. Also, September 16th in Santa Fe, California, Vans in the Circle is going down. Brought to you by Rock Force in Vans. August 11th through the 13th, we got the MZK anniversary going down. That is right. The MZK anniversary is going down the same weekend as the Rebel, the New York qualifier, some Rebel event. But what really counts and what really matters here is the MZK anniversary. And if you guys are vendors and if you guys are interested in vending, go ahead and hit up mzkanniversary@gmail.com. And now, without any further ado, I got to bring this guy up in here, man. I think we got Omar in the building. I don't think you guys understand how excited I am to talk to Omar and really get to know him. Like really get to know him. You know how people have a conversation. People might have a high and by conversation, but today we're gonna dive deep. We're gonna get it out of him. We're gonna get Omar in here. So before we get this party started, if you guys are ready for a show, man, let me hear say yeah. Let me hear say oh yeah. All right, let's get into it. Ooh, we are here. What's up, Omar?
What's good, brother? How are you, man?
Oh, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, bro. Happy to be on here. Excited to be on the podcast, Go down memory lane, talk a little bit. It'll be dope.
Oh, man. All right. Let me just take a deep breath and calm my nerves because I'm a little bit on the edge right now.
That woosah, bro.
I want to be in the moment with you, Omar, man. How you feeling?
I'm good, brother. I'm good, man. Excited to be here and talk.
All right.
Let the people know what's good, man.
First of all, I'm going to start off by giving you some flowers. I'm going to give you some roses, some tulips. I'm going to give you some sunflowers. I'm going to give you some carnelians. I'm going to give you some peonies. I'm going to give you flowers. Man, you have been an inspiration to a lot of B-boys and a lot of people in the community. And watching you before we even became crew members and we even knew each other, I used to watch you battle. And I seen you come down to California, battle Ruin. I seen you create a whole thunderstorm in the breaking community. You always were innovative. A lot of people copy your style. Talking about, man, I never stole no moves from you. All your moves ain't worth it. But we're not here to talk about that today.
Yeah, we are. No,
we've seen you develop and we've seen you grow in the community. And we've seen you shift your position in the community from the competitor to the mentor to the organizer. And in our crew, you were a lot more to us as well.
Yeah.
We've seen you even develop your breaking style in front of us. and I just want to let you know that I appreciate you, and it's an honor to have seen this in real time and seen you develop, and to call you my brother and my crew member, man. So thank you
Thank
so
you,
much,
brother.
man.
I appreciate that, bro. It means a lot, man, for real, especially coming from you, bro.
Thank you, man. Make some noise, y'all. Come on, stop playing. Stop playing. All right, so let's have a little conversation, and we're gonna get down to the tough questions. I want to know, what is your first breaking memory? When is the first time you seen breaking and you just register it as breaking?
Man, the first memory I have of breaking was some older kids in my neighborhood doing it, man. Just literally getting down in a garage on a piece of cardboard, bro. Because the kids I hung around in the neighborhood were older than me, and some of them had already got into breaking. I didn't know what breaking was. I didn't know what hip hop was or anything, bro. So I just seen them do it, and I was like, yo, that's cool. And that was it. At that point, I didn't get involved or anything. I just saw it. I was like, yo, that's cool, and that was it.
Okay, so how old were you when this happened?
I was probably like 10 or 11 the very first
Okay,
time I ever saw it.
okay, so you saw it, it registered, but you didn't jump into it. Some time happened, and then what happened?
Yeah, it it wasn't anything because my dad was always like really strict about who I hung out with and what I was doing, where I was at, you know. So when I saw it a few times, it wasn't anything, man. It was till like later on when I started hanging out with some of those guys who were doing it, you know, going over to their houses, seeing them practice in the garage, and they were like, "Yo, just try it." And that's when I just started doing it, bro. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know anything about breaking. I know what hip hop was, nothing, bro. You know,
And
up
how old
until
were
that
you then? How old were you then?
when I started, it was like 12.
Okay, so between the time you saw it and you started doing it was like about a year, 2 year gap.
Yeah, yeah. I was like in like I think it was the summer. I was like in sixth grade, going to seventh grade
And
that I
these
started.
kids,
Yeah,
and these kids that you saw, were they like going to your school, or these were just neighborhood kids?
they were neighborhood kids. They were older, so they
Okay,
were already in high school. I
okay,
was just
okay,
going into middle school, and then
okay.
my boy Juan, we used to call him Juan R. He was like I think a grade above me, and so we ended up going to the same school for a little bit.
Okay, okay. So you saw these older guys that were dancing. They invited you to dance. You tried it, and that's when that's is that when the ball started rolling?
Nah, not at all, bro. At that time, it was just a group of kids in the neighborhood just doing it. It was like a fad, right? It was like the cool
Right,
thing to
right.
do. Kids would learn how to do windmills and turtles and stuff like that, and they would do it like at like the school rallies or
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the school dances. You know what I'm saying? So it didn't register at all, bro. Look,
Okay.
I didn't even know what hip hop was. I didn't know breaking was an element or anything. I just knew like, oh, this is cool. It's fun, and that was it, man.
Do you recall what kind of moves you were doing?
I was doing uh I learned windmills, I learned flares, I was doing turtles. That's
So
pretty much it.
before you were breaking, you already had these moves.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
I, I
wild.
I learned the moves because some other boys already knew how to do them,
Yeah.
you know. But it was just like that's the time where you know it was like how many continuous windmills can you do? How many continuous flares can you do? You know what I'm saying? So it was like trying to do that.
Okay. So then, how much time goes by to where it starts registering? So what happens? What happens after that?
So from that point, I'm still hanging out with some of these kids or whatever, some of these guys, and then I meet who, this kid named Robert, who goes
Robert.
on to become one of my best friends. Robert, he had moved to Texas from Chicago, and he moved to another neighborhood like 10 minutes from where I live, and one of my aunts actually lived in that same neighborhood. He shows up in my school, and then so people knew that I was breaking, and they're like, "Yo, there's this other guy here from Chicago. He wants to battle you," and I'm like,
What?
"All right, whatever, right?" So yo, they set up like a little battle in the gym, bro, and we go, and I was actually already pretty good, I guess, for that time. I think I had like Flare 90 already or something, you know,
Damn.
and then he like came out. He did like mad head spins. Like it was cool, man. But it wasn't like a battle, bro. We probably did like 2 3 rounds maybe at
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
It was like, yo, what's
yeah.
up? But we
Well,
ended up becoming good friends because of that. He was new to the school. He was like, oh, yo, you break? I was like, yeah. And but his older brother was actually Plastic Man from Junk
mm,
Wars. from in Chicago.
Junk Wars.
Yeah, Junk Warts from Chicago,
Okay.
and his bro, and they had already his crew. They had already gone to like UK champs, and so they were heavy on breaking. And his younger brother introduced me to his older brother, Plastic Man, and that's really when it started clicking. Like, yo, this is like a whole thing. Like, this is another world. Like, and I met them, started hanging out with them, and then we started going to practice at the South Austin Recreation Center, and that's where all of the b boys and b girls at that time were practicing here in Austin. So that's how I got introduced to like, oh, this is like actually a thing. Like, it's not just like people doing it for fun. Like it's
Right.
that. And when I got introduced to them, then I started meeting my future crew members at the South Austin Rec.
At the recreation center.
Yeah,
Okay, so the time between you battled this what was his name again? Who you battled?
my boy Robert.
Robert. What was did he have a nickname?
Damn,
Well,
I
better
don't remember. I don't
question.
remember what his nickname was, bro.
Oh, but he had one.
Yeah, yeah, he had one.
Did you ever have a nickname?
No,
Okay,
no,
why?
because when I started, right, like traditionally in breaking, someone should be giving you your name, right? But the people who I started with, bro, didn't know anything about hip hop, so they didn't know anything about any of this stuff for the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
part, right?
yeah.
The kids who had nicknames is just because they were doing like graffiti or tagging,
Oh, I
but they
see. Yeah,
didn't
yeah. True,
understand
true, true, true.
they didn't understand the like the element or the cultural side of hip hop yet, you know. So we were just like young kids just doing it for fun, bro. So
Yeah. So, all right. So then you meet him. You battled him. Um, you go into this rec center. How much time goes by between you meeting him, practicing together, and then going to this rec center? Was it like quick or was it
yeah,
years?
it was pretty quick, man. It
Okay, it
was
was pretty
pretty
quick.
quick from that point because and then it was like, oh, we go to this practice spot, and I was like, oh, you guys practice, like you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
like you
Oh,
guys.
so this practice, this practice spot you didn't know about.
No, I didn't know any.
Okay.
I didn't know any
Right.
b boys or b girls in Austin at all
Okay.
up until this point. I had heard of people, but I didn't really I didn't go out to like the dances that they were going to, like the teen stuff, because they're all older than me.
Okay. Yeah.
So my pops was like, "No, you're not gonna go like anywhere."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They were going, so but they would go, they would see people, they would see people doing new moves, and then they would come back and be like, "Yo, this person did this, this person did that," and it was just like, we didn't have YouTube, bro. So you're just trying to
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
use
Yeah.
your imagination, like what you think that person did, and then you try to mimic it at practice.
Yeah, which is crazy because if you explain somebody, put your hand through here and do this, somebody's gonna do it differently, even though you're saying the exact same thing,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
That's fresh. So you went to the rec center, and did you see actual battles go down? When was the first time you actually saw that type of battle setting?
Like
Was it
like it was there at the rec.
okay
Yeah,
during that
it was there
time?
at the rec. People were actually going around. So when I went to the rec, that's when I met my boy JR, my boy Cosmo, my boy Pete. You had people that were going there already. Was like Rudy Rex, um, Dave, who's like a underground like Austin like dope cat. You had people like Mondo, Lewis, Plastic Man, and a whole lot of other people, man. Santos, a whole lot of b boys and b girls that were already there training, and that's Blitz, Dizzy, all these other people, and that's when I started like, oh, like yo, these people are like really getting down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Almost everyone was better than me.
Okay, and so well, how did you go home that night? Do you remember?
Excited, bro.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it was just exciting. It was like, yo, this is cool, man. I never really had a thing like for myself. Like I played sports. I was athletic. I was like the kid, like, like doing backflips off a picnic table and stuff like that, or But I was athletic and I played sports, but I didn't have a thing. I wasn't like the cool kid for football or anything like that. So when I saw that, I was like, oh, this is like really cool. Like I like it, you know
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I was gravitated towards it. So I was like wanted to keep doing it.
Dope, dope. Okay, so I guess this is one of the most that this was a pivotal moment in your breaking experience. You go to this rec center, you start meeting Cosmo, all these guys, right?
Yeah.
And so what happens next? You start connecting with other people. That you guys connect, build a crew. Did you get into a crew? What was
Yeah.
the next step?
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So with the guys that first like introduced breaking to me, they had a crew. It was called Breaking Sensation.
Breaking sensation.
Yeah, it's terrible, bro. I never got down with that, you know. But when I met these other guys at South Austin Rec Center, they were all young cats too. We were around the same age, right? So myself, my boy Robert, Jr., John, Eddie, Pete, all of us. And then later on, Milky started going to the rec as well,
Milky,
around the same
Milky.
time frame. Yeah,
Nice.
we
And
started.
so, what? How old were you? How old were you now? Or do you remember the year?
No, I don't even remember, bro. We were like 14.
Okay, 14.
Yeah, like
Okay.
something like that, probably 13, or like 14, probably something like that.
Yeah.
13, 14. And then, so we started hanging out there. And then there's an event coming up. That event is B-Boy City 3.
Okay.
So to put into reference that event, that's the event where Nightcrawler does the 1.5, like the 1.5. Like
Mm.
that crazy clip that everyone talks about.
B-Boy City 3?
Yeah, B-Boy City 3 or Flavor to Burn. It's when Nightcrawler does like the windmill 1.5, baby, 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 air flare windmill 90, 90, 90 or whatever. I was there at that jam.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I was already breaking and yeah, that's Mondo. So there's another clip of Nightcrawler like doing a crazy. So I'm there. I'm actually at that jam. I'm
Wow.
like
So
in
this
the
is so is this the first year that you hear of B-Boy City 3?
that's the first event I ever went to.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
So
Oh,
these guys were already way
wow.
better than me, man. Right? Yeah. Like in that event, I think it was Mondo and Plastic Man versus Marlon and Rudy Rex in the finals.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was already like learning all these moves. I just wasn't like really introduced to the culture, man. I didn't really know like the
Yeah.
elements. I was like learning everything on the fly, bro. But I was better at breaking than the knowledge side of things. Like I knew I was learning all the moves and everything. I just didn't
Yeah.
like know about the culture. So yeah, that was a really wet clip. That's Maya right there. I think that's Maya. Yeah, that's Maya from Havoc.
Wow. So this is your first event. Obviously, you didn't battle at this event.
Oh, that's Santos. No, I didn't battle. No, I was just
Okay.
there cheering my boy Mondo and Plastic Man on. They made it to the finals. They're like
Dope. And
our hometown heroes.
and were they breaking sensation? Is that what they battled as, or
No,
is breaking
I don't remember
sensation
what they
out by then?
battled. Mondo was, I think, Grimies or Capital Soul, and Plastic Man was Junk Wars. That's Maya right there from Havoc.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So then you show up with them, or you show up and meet them there. Are you part of the
No,
crew?
I think we all showed up separately. I showed up with like my friends. They were there to battle. That's Coca's from Havocoro.
Yeah.
And so, that's when I start seeing like everyone from Texas. I already had power at that time. Like I was already, but not like these guys, like Curious George, Lewis from Grimies, Mondo. Like they were like that's Jen, Jive Turkeys. They were all way ahead of me at that point, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
was just grinding, bro. I love to practice. I've always like loved to train, love to practice. So I was always like the first one there and like the last one to leave. So I was like getting really, really good, really, really quick. And that event right there, that's the event that really inspired me. Like, yo, like I really want to like get good at this.
Okay, dope, dope. So you went to B-Boy City 3, and that's your first event. This is what takes it off. And now your work ethic prior to this and then after this, did you see a change in how you trained?
I was always training hard, man. I think I just like it opened my eyes to a new world. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So I was like, you know, knowing about the Austin scene. And then like when I went to Beaver City, we started meeting all these other people and stuff. Then I started learning about the Houston scene, San Antonio, Dallas, started going to train. I started meeting people like from Havocora, met Marlon. We used to drive out to youth advocates in Houston, go train out there. And that's when it really started picking up like, oh, there's like a whole like a culture to this, you know what I mean? And
Okay.
that's when I started training like really, really hard. Like that's all I did, bro. At that point, from that point on, it was just break. I got kicked out of athletics, and then the eighth period, I remember we had PE, and the coach just let us do whatever we wanted. We were in the gym, so me and like three other guys that used to break, all we did was break in the gym, and after
Fresh.
that, just break like every day. It was just that's how we did.
Wow. Do you remember your first battle, the first battle you entered?
Yeah, the first battle we entered was B-Boy City 4. That's when me and all my friends we got together. We my friend Pete signed us up as Fiends for Rhythm.
Fiends for Rhythm. Now,
Yeah,
is this a year after the B Boy City 3,
it's
or was
probably
this
like it's probably like 6 months to a year because at
okay?
that time they were doing them like twice a year, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was like the first one. We entered, did terrible, got washed. I don't even think we made top 16, man,
Oh
to be
man.
honest. But from that it was just like learning. And the thing about some of the other guys that I was training with, they all like to battle too. So
Right.
I came up like that's all I knew, just train and battle, train, go rounds, train, go rounds. That's all we did in practice. You know what I'm saying? And so to do that like for hours at a time, it just came naturally after a while.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna rewind just a little bit because we probably skipped through some stuff. What kind of music were you listening to, or were you even listening to music in the beginning?
So before I started breaking, I was listening to rap already. I
Okay.
listened to like I was already listening to like Tupac and Biggie stuff like that. I already listened to like a lot of Texas rap, like underground Texas rap before it became like popular. So that's what I was listening to. But when we were breaking, it was like, bro, it was like freestyle music. You know what I'm saying? Like Little Susie and shit. You know. So like whatever, like I didn't know what breaks were or anything, bro. You know, funk, nothing. That was after. Later on, then we started getting to the South Austin rec. Then it's like, oh, like these guys were listening to like hip hop, 90s hip hop. They were listening to Souls of Mischief. They were listening to, De La Soul. That's, James Brown. That's when I started getting introduced again. Like, oh, this is like a thing. Like there's a bigger picture here, not just like doing it in the garage on a piece of cardboard.
Yeah. 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 Okay. All right. So you entered B Boy City 3. You got inspired. It's on. You guys practice. B Boy City 4 comes back around. You guys form a crew, and somebody signs you up as Fiends. What was it?
Fiends for Rhythm. So I
Fiends
didn't
for
battle Beaver
Rhythm.
City 3. I battled Beaver City 4. Yeah, signed us
B
up
Boy
as
City 4.
Fiends for Rhythm. Yeah.
And who was it? It was you and who else?
It was, I think, I don't remember who all entered with us, but who ended up eventually being in that crew was myself, my boy JR, John, who's known as Cosmo, Pete, Eddie, um, Milky. That was like the solid six right there. That we was like my boy
Wow.
Everett, you know, um, like 7 or 8 of us, man.
But they on in that event at B Boy City 4, there was a crew that entered as Jive Turkeys,
Yep.
and that was so that you weren't involved with Jive Turkeys
No, I had
up
already
until
met them, right? So like the last event, and then there was probably like some little stuff that happened between that. I had already met these dudes, you know what I mean? So now I met them, I know who
oh
they are. Like now I'm figuring out, oh, like this is Jive Turkeys, like from Dallas. They have people in San Antonio. This is Havoc and Coro. This is Alien Squad. This is Grimies, United B Boys.
right
Um,
right
those were like all the crews around that time that were happening.
okay okay. So then you show up to this event, you guys battle. You say you can even make it to the top 16?
Nah, I don't think we did, bro.
Man,
No, I don't think we did.
okay. It
But it
was
was
probably
yo. I remember that. Hey, you didn't stop. I remember that feeling. Like yo, I was so nervous. My first like just to go out. Like you do like a prelim or whatever. Yo, I
yeah
was so I don't remember ever feeling that nervous.
yeah yeah yeah.
Like it was like yo, I feel like the sensation of like just going through my body. I'm like yo, like this is crazy. You know.
Were you ever the type of people that was getting hurt while you were practicing, especially in the beginning, or were you? Because I remember when I started breaking, there was a lot of people that always used to get hurt and quit, and yeah, was that like that for you?
No, I mean, I think like for me, it was like really like little sprains and stuff like that, like b-boy burns, right? Like from doing mills and carpet and stupid stuff like that, But nothing. I don't really think I ever got like any major injuries. Later on I did, but not in the beginning, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So you go to B Boy City 3. You got inspired. Now you wait 6 to 8 months to almost a year. B Boy City 4. You enter. You barely make it top 16. What happens next?
Then we just start going to all the little events that they're having. Youth Advocates was heavy, man, back in the day. They had spots. They end up having spots in Houston, so I'm going out there Houston. So I'm seeing all these guys. I'm seeing Marlon. I'm seeing Moy. I'm seeing Boy at the time.
You're
Little
seeing different
John.
styles, right? You start seeing
Yeah,
different styles.
yeah.
And now,
I mean, Smurf, I think now we say like different styles. Like back, we always say like back then everyone had their own style.
Right.
I don't think that's really true anymore, man. To be honest, I think it's breaking, bro. So it's a Bronx style dance, right? Like it comes from New York. Everyone was just doing their own version of it.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
back then, since we didn't have YouTube, we didn't have like something to go off of. This is exactly what you said earlier. We're using our imagination and we're trying to be like, someone did this. This is how I would do it, right? And since everyone was separated and the events weren't every weekend like now, it was like once a year, every 6 months, whatever, maybe two events. Like everyone was just doing their own version of what they considered breaking, you know. And
Mm.
and that's what people interpret like, yo, everyone had their own style, but everyone's still breaking, bro. At
Right,
the end
right,
of
right,
the day,
right.
breaking is a style, right?
Yeah. Okay, so then you leave B-Boy 4, B-Boy City 4. You start meeting everybody, Marlon. You start meeting different characters. What is the next pivotal moment that starts shifting your career?
Man, just started making a lot of noise here in Texas, man. I start just making noise at the jams. I start getting really good at power. And so, people are hearing about me here
Did you
in
get
Texas.
into any beefs? Because I know that once if like you were dope and you were dope early, you obviously had all the moves, and you probably had people hating on you right off the bat, right?
It was, but back then it was more crew beef,
Okay.
right? So it was like my crew. It's like all the little crew beef, but my crew got along with Jive Turkeys like right off the bat. Not just
What,
me. Like,
so what was your crew's name? Breaking Sensation. You're talking
no,
about
no,
them?
Fiends for Rhythm,
Oh, so they signed you up as Fiends for Rhythm, and you kept it.
and we just kept it, bro.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that. I like that. I like
yeah.
that. I like that. I
And
like that.
then, but we were cool. I was cool. We were cool with Jack Turkeys, and I was cool. A lot of them, again, we're all like the same age, kind of like little knuckleheads, like, like don't kiss ass to none of the other crews. And that's how we started getting cool. So we started doing battles. I'm doing battles on my own. I'm doing one-on-ones. I'm doing anything I can enter, man, to be honest. One-on-one, two-on-two, battling at practice. And then we end up doing some battles with Jack Turkeys. And so that's how I started getting like my name out here in Texas. It's like doing battles like
Mm,
just all over, doing battles with Jive Turkeys, going to YA, doing battles like two-on-two battles at YA. And
yeah.
this is different now because like, yo, back then you'll do like a Wednesday night practice or a weekend practice, like a practice, and in the battles you have like, it's like Marlon and Boy and Rudy Rex and Little John and Flo and Jen and me and someone, like all what eventually become heavy hitters. So
Right.
imagine that, but that's happening at practice. So
Yo.
everyone's already good, man. And for me, it's like, yo, all these people are better than me. So I always had that mindset, like, yo, I don't need to be the best, but I want to be as good as these guys at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Texas always had a reputation of heavy hitters,
Yeah,
of strong b boys, and even now. So yeah, man. Shout out to Texas, and shout out to you because you were a big part of that
yeah.
Texas movement. So you started doing these competitions. Did you how? Well, oh yes, that you were getting hated on, right? That was the whole
It
my
was,
whole
it, it
question.
was, I don't think I was getting hated on like an individual. I would
Okay,
think it was
that was
just a
so it was
crew thing.
basically cruise
It was
things.
crew, and the cruise was like, back then it was like some not like street stuff, but it was like, yo, we
Yeah,
see these dudes like we're going rounds, like, and
yeah,
you did that. That was just what it was, man. That was normal to us. Like, you go rounds in the cipher, like whatever. You cipher, you get down, you don't repeat, and then you battle, don't repeat in the battle, and that's just what it was, man. So I came up with that mindset of like, yo, we was always battling. I figured
yeah.
that out early. For me, I was like, oh, the way I'm gonna get good at this is if I test myself. And the only way I test myself is if I battle people. So I was always going rounds at practice, bro. One way or another, I was just going rounds with everyone.
When you first started breaking before you hit the rec center, did you have any inspirations? And then once you went to the rec center, did you started looking, like, not to say that you were biting or like jockeying or anything, but like, did you see any b-boys around you that you're like, yo, this guy is nasty, and you always felt like this about this
You
a
know, I,
specific person?
I always try to give all the people who are around me their flowers, Smurf, because Texas, if you know what everyone said about Texas back in the day, it's like, oh, Texas has its power. Like Texas doesn't have style. Texas doesn't have foundation. And all I saw were the people that were around me, bro. And the only people that were around me were the people in my practices, the crews that I seen around. So I was always inspired by them. It wasn't until
Yeah.
like later on that I got a hold of I think the first video I saw, like VHS video, was like Battle of Year 98. Like I think I saw
Ooh.
Battle of the Year 98 first, and then I saw Battle of Year 97, and then I saw, like, I think it was Radiotron, maybe not even in that order, but I remember off the bat, like I remember seeing like, like remembering Gerald and night in Battle Year 98 from Rock Force. I remember seeing Kamel, Smoke, Wicked, right? So I was like, yo, these guys are crazy. So those were like the people who inspired me once I saw like videos. But before that, it was just like it was really like all the people who were around me, man. You
Yeah.
know, and that's
Okay.
who inspired me.
All right. So that was gonna be my next question. What was the first VHS tape? And this was Battle of the Year '98. This was that whole era.
Yeah.
Tight, tight,
Yeah.
tight.
And then I
And
see 97, so I see like Remind, I see Crumbs, I see Iron Monkey. I start seeing all these other people. Like, remember at that time, bro, this we probably got this video on bootleg, bro.
yeah, for real.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and you got it like a year later or something if you were lucky,
Yeah.
you know?
Wow. Yeah, my first VHS was Radiotron 96.
Yeah. So I
And it,
remember seeing this. Like, I remember all this.
wow. Okay. So what was your first big competition? What was your first competition?
So
Oh, do you remember the first competition you won?
no.
Oh,
The
yeah,
first,
you
the first competition I won was probably like something small, local, bro. Like
okay.
not even like, anything like memorable, to be honest. But my first big competition was B-Boy Summit.
B-Boy Summit. Do you remember
Yeah.
what year?
I don't even remember, bro. 2000, I think. Yeah,
And now was that a crew battle or is that a one-on-one?
both. It
Both.
was no, I did a crew battle.
You
I
did
did
a
a
crew.
crew
And
battle.
now
Yeah.
we know that you went through this era of you and Ronnie Ruin battling. Was this prior to this?
No.
Okay, so this
So
was
so let
first.
me let me so okay, bro. So I like begged my parents to like let me go to California, right? I'm like 16, right? So they probably thought I was crazy. Now let me backstory to this, bro. Like, yo, me and my family have never been on a family vacation. I've never been on a plane, like nothing, right? They like get the money somehow to like put me on a plane, like have me, fly to California for B-Boy Summit. So that
What?
was
By
my
yourself? By yourself?
no, like me and like other friends and stuff. You know,
Okay.
I think like my mom cried, bro, when I
What?
went. So we fly to B-Boy Summit. I think it was just a few of our friends, uh, and then that event ends up being the same. So that first event ends up being the same event where I battled Ronnie Ruin.
Wow, at this event at
My,
B-Boy Summit 2000.
yeah, it was like 2000. So it was my first out of state event.
And were you did you know about Ruin prior to that? Were there people in your ear telling you, "Oh, Ronnie Ruin," or
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it a okay?
So everyone knew about Ruin at that time, right? Like, so remember, this is like right around that time is when the internet started coming up, and you had like
Right.
you could download like the little 10-second clips. You would leave your internet on all day long. Like, you would go to school, download a clip, it'd take all day to download, right? So we had seen a few clips from Ruin already, like me, Milky, my crew, everything, whatever, and we were already doing a lot of similar moves. We just never I had never seen him at a jam in person. So I go to this jam, uh, and I had a boy, Golden Child, my friend Bo from
Mm,
Texas. He's actually from the same city I was born in, and he was in Renegades. So
okay.
we get to California. So I'm meeting like all these people. I'm like, yo, like Storm, and I see Rockstrike
Oh,
and all these people, and I'm like, Ivan, and I'm like, yo, I'm like starstruck, bro. I'm like,
because
yo,
you've been seeing everybody on
I've
VHS.
seen I've seen the VHS now. I've seen the videos. I've talked to people who have been out of state, other events, overseas, stuff like that. So it makes sense to me now. I'm understanding it already, right? That's Rudy Rex right there. And so I go to this event, whatever, I remember actually the first thing I see, I think the first cipher battle I see was Ronnie Ruin battling Storm, and he's talking like mad shit to Storm.
What?
Yeah, he's talking mad shit, and like telling him he's like washed, whatever. And I
What?
remember Storm like walking away and being like, "Yo, I don't have to deal with this, like whatever." So I'm just in the ciphers doing my thing. I'm like mad nervous. I'm like in the cipher, like in the corner, like where no one's at, bro, because I'm too nervous to get in like with the heavy hitters.
Yeah.
But people start seeing what I'm doing, and they're like, "Yo, this kid's good. Like, who's this kid, right?" And so I guess word gets back to Ronnie, like, "Yo, there's this kid from Texas, like he's good or whatever, right?" And I swear to you, bro, I'm like in a cipher, like, and I hear and I see Ronnie, and he's with this other cat, and they're like walking by, and like the cat is telling him like, "Yeah, there's this kid named Omar, blah blah blah," and I hear Ruin say like, "Yeah, I'm gonna call him out."
Oh, what?
Fuck, bro, and I just got like mad nervous. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck?" Like, yo, this is like my first out of state event, bro. And then Ruin
Whoa.
at that time is like already like
Yeah,
basically
he's
like no
2000.
one,
He's dope. He's already
no one
dope.
can beat him, right? Like that's what people thought. So then I'm in the cipher. He comes, he calls me out,
Oh,
and we go at it. And then since I'm with Golden Child, then like Roxry and a few other people are there too. You know what I'm saying? So bro, this is like I'm like, yo, what the fuck is happening right now? Like I'm just like my first out of state event. I'm just trying to like work up the courage to get down the ciphers. I get caught out by Ruin, bro. And
oh.
we go back and forth. They start talking mad shit. Ronnie and Frankie Flav start talking mad shit, calling me a biter, all this stuff, whatever. And we end up going a few rounds. I don't even remember how many. And the battle kind of just ends, bro.
Yeah.
Whatever. And then, but what happened afterwards that caused a lot of controversy. Like people were like, "Yo, like this kid," and then it just like, people taking sides. Like, "Yo, Omar smoked him. Nah, Ronnie beat him." Like,
So
after that,
you were good enough, obviously, to be neck to neck with him.
I was good. I was good enough to be neck to neck.
Did
Yeah.
you see yourself? Did you see it as, oh, that's Ronnie, he's doper than me, or did you were you
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh,
bro. I was like,
okay,
I have in my mind, I was like, I have no chance.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's when I used to see you battle Ruin. I used to think that you were like that you were
Well, that
just
was the
like,
first time.
oh, I see.
But this is what happens, right? So this is what happens. So we do that battle. We do the crew on crew, whatever. I go home. Then I'm like, yo,
Oh wait, you're going way too fast. So you do a crew on crew battle with your crew.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We
Did you
do we
guys
do
make it far?
Summit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was like I think some people from Fiends for Rhythm, some people from Jive Turkeys. We enter.
And
You
what did you
know,
guys enter as?
I think we entered as Jive Turkeys.
Okay, dope. And was that the first time that it
That
was
was
a
like my first like big crew battle. Yeah.
okay? And did you ever enter as Jive Turkeys prior to this?
Shit, I don't remember,
Or
bro.
were you close enough to where you might have?
Yeah, we were already the homies. Yeah, yeah, we were
Okay,
already
okay.
real close at that point.
So you became like an honorary member, and then did you just automatically start representing it, or did they make it
No,
official?
nah, nah. These what ends up happening is like some of the other guys like really stop like they're not really breaking no more like whatever. And then I end up me and my boy Jr. end up becoming Jive Turkeys.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. You and Jr.
yeah,
Okay, so you do the crew on crew battle, and you guys lost. I take it.
yeah, yeah. We
Obviously.
yeah we lost.
Okay. You go back home. Where's your mind at now after experiencing ruin?
Yo, so after that, after had that battle with Ruin, I was like, yo, this dude supposedly is like unbeatable, right? I'm like, yo, this is my first out of state event, and I was hanging with them. I'm not gonna say I won. That's up to the people, whatever, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But for me, I'm like, yo, this dude's supposed to be the best. He's been overseas. He's done all this stuff. He's done all these battles. My first battle out of state, I was right there with him. So my confidence
Mm.
level was like through the roof, bro. After that, that's when I was like, yo, fuck this. My mentality changed. Remember earlier on, I told you like, yo, I don't want to be the best. Like, I want to be as good as these guys. Fuck that. After that, my mentality was like, yo, all these guys are gonna become my peers. I'm gonna be at that
Wow.
level, and and,
Yo.
and my mindset just completely switched, bro.
And you started winning.
And I
That's
started
it.
winning.
That's
That
it.
was it. After that, it was off to the races, bro. So that happens. I just start fucking putting in mad work.
Did you obviously was there any footage of this?
Man, there has to be, bro. I know somebody has footage out there. I just never.
Okay.
I've seen a few clips here and there, but I don't know anyone who has the entire battle. Because
And did
remember back then, bro, it wasn't
yeah,
like
yeah.
today, right? Like today, someone's like, "Yo, I'm gonna go call this guy out." Yo, bro, come get a good angle of me, man. Make sure the
Yeah, yeah,
lighting is
yeah.
good and shit like
Yo,
that.
follow me. I'm gonna call somebody
Yeah, yo,
out. Go
follow
follow
me,
me.
man. Yeah. It was like, yo, it's just like, boom, you just went at it, you know?
And did you know that people were talking about you behind the scenes? People were
Yeah, yeah,
telling you,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay, okay.
Because after that, people started coming up to me like, "Yo, kid, you dope. Yo, what's your name? Where you from? Blah blah blah." Right? And I was like, "Yo, okay." Like, so that felt good, right? That helped boost my confidence, and then it's like, oh, like, shit, like, yo, I can do something here, you know?
Now, when you went back and then you got your confidence, you went back to Texas and you're like, okay, this is it, off to the races. Was the thought of, oh, I gotta bump into Ronnie again?
Nah,
Okay, okay, okay. So you let that moment go. It wasn't like you were holding on to that.
yeah, no, I didn't hold on to it, bro.
Okay,
It held on to me.
okay.
Because people kept like, "Yo,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're gonna battle Ronnie again? Yo, like, you guys didn't finish last time. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying?" So I wasn't like holding on to it. My mindset was just like, "Yo, I gotta get better. I gotta train. I gotta be the best." But that moment held on to me because everyone else around me, you create a moment, everyone, the scene holds on to that moment.
right.
It's like it becomes an iconic moment or something in the scene, and so everyone was always like, "Yo, when you Ronnie going at it again, blah blah blah," blah. And it just stayed like the controversy behind that first battle just stayed. You know?
Mm,
Yeah.
okay, okay. When was the second time you seen Ronnie?
So the second time I see Ronnie, I think was for freestyle session. That next freestyle session after that, and
Okay.
we were in we went to a practice. There was I think it was Poe's jam. He did a jam at Hope for Hollywood
Yep, yep,
at Juice,
yep,
right?
yep, yep.
So I signed up and I entered a one on one.
Ooh.
Yeah. So by this time it was already, bro. I was just
You
blazing, guns
yeah,
blazing.
you were out. You were
Yeah, I
out.
was out from that moment. So I'm at an all time high, and I'm doing a one on one. I think I was battling. I don't even remember who I was battling. But if you look at that footage, Ronnie's like sitting down in front of Cypher watching, and he fucking calls me a biter like in the middle of the battle, right? So he calls me a biter in the middle of the battle. So when he does that, I walk up to him, I just give him a dick, like right there. He's sitting there, so I just give him a dick, and then they're like, the crowd like starts getting all hype, and then someone's like, "Yo, save it," and then I think it was Poe or G Wiz or someone, whoever was on the mic, was like, "Nah, yo, let them battle." So me
So
and
okay, so why was he calling you a biter? Was there a specific move that he was feeling that way about?
I don't know, bro. I probably did an air flare or something. I don't.
You probably did a continuous air flare.
I did a continuous fucking 90. I don't remember what he called me a biter for, bro.
All right. So even
Oh,
now, because I know that you guys, I mean, you guys battled a few times against each
yeah,
other. All right, I'm gonna just let you finish off with this story. So they get on the mic, yo, let them battle, let them
yeah.
battle.
So me and Ronnie start battling. We start battling. We go a few rounds, and then California is there with Ronnie, and I got
Mm.
my crew, Jive Turkeys, with me, and then it just turns into a full on crew versus crew battle. So we go at it, boom, boom,
Ooh.
boom. It's a dope ass battle. Poe one jumps in with California, so it just turns into like a dope ass battle.
So that wasn't considered a second battle. That was just a moment.
It was a cipher battle,
It
bro.
was a
The
cipher, but
thing
it
is,
wasn't like it was you and
I
him.
think Stilo jumped in.
Oh.
I think Stilo jumped in, right? Because Ronnie was probably getting gas or something.
So, but all right. So, but that's what I was trying to understand. Did you guys, did you guys start the battle one on one, and then people started coming in? So, you guys went
No,
off,
bro. I'm doing a one-on-one battle with someone else,
right, right, and then he
and
called
then
you
I
a
call
biter.
him out,
You call him
and
out.
we start battling.
Also, you exchanged with him just
Yeah, we start
individually.
battling right then
Okay,
and
okay.
there.
Was it like enough rounds to consider a battle? I'm like, yo, we each went 5 rounds. It was like something solid to where people started jumping in
I
after
think
that.
I think I think it was enough rounds for people to know what time it was. You know what
Oh.
I'm saying? And Stilo jumps in, and then it turns into a whole crew versus crew, bro.
Ooh, and who won, the Jive Turkeys or California?
It depends who you ask, I guess, man. For me, yo, this is like I had already met Max at that time. Max actually recorded that battle.
Yeah. Okay, so how do
Oh,
I find that battle? What do I have to type in?
I don't know, bro.
All right, never
I
mind.
don't watch YouTube videos.
Oh, you gonna watch YouTube?
Nah,
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I'll find the link.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So then you take off with Jive Turkeys. This is the early 2000s. I almost felt like after a while, Jive Turkeys wasn't making any noise anymore. Well, am I right?
Yeah. So, but before that, I had already met uh Ness
Okay. Okay. Okay.
because I met Ness through Flexible Flav. So there's a time I started going to
Oh.
California a lot for little events, stuff like that. I met, Abe, Machine, Morris, right? I meet Ness through them.
Okay.
So
So okay. So you
my
make
crew
connection. How'd
Jive
you?
is cool with Flexible Flav.
Okay. So your connections to California was Flexible Flav.
Yeah,
Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah.
So then you start going to California through Flexible Flav. You flying into Sacramento or the Bay or something?
Bro, I wasn't even flying in, bro. I fucking took a Greyhound bus. It took like 42 hours to get to a fucking jam. As soon as I got to the jam, I went 42 hours on the bus straight to the jam. As soon as I get to the jam, I fucking get called out as soon as I walk in. You know what I'm saying? And then, but then that's
But
how I
you
met. So look, so this is what happens. I end up, meeting Ness, and Ness at that point, if you remember, Ness was putting down whole crews,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So he put Flexible Flav. I think they were already down, and then he actually ends up putting all of Jive Turkeys down.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's footage, pictures, and of Jive Turkeys rocking like Zulu Kings.
Oh,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? But yes, then what you said, then most of Jive starts slowing down.
Okay, so what like when did you get down with MZK? What year? Do you remember?
It was early. I got down with MZK. I think it was like 2002, bro.
2002.
Yeah,
Damn. Whoa.
yeah.
Okay,
Because I got
2002.
down when all of Jive got down,
Okay.
right? So, and man, I remember the main thing I remember about Ness, bro, was just his energy, man. And he was just mad honest with me. I like that shit, bro, because he was like, I remember I did a battle in California, and he was like, "Yo, you did amazing in the ciphers. You looked horrible in the battles." And I was like, "Fuck," you know. But it gave me that perspective, like, "Yo, like I need to stay on my shit,"
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Okay, so you get down with Jive Turkeys gets down with MZK and Jive Turkeys starts slowing down. Did you start feeling like you were the only one representing?
Not the only one, but a handful of us. But clearly,
Okay.
I was the one like at the forefront.
Right,
You
right,
know what
right,
I'm
right.
saying? So we were heavy in Texas. Like that was the main. We did Texas. We did the California. We went to California. We went to Chicago. We battled Brickheads. I battled Shorty Brick. We went to Florida. We battled Ground Zero. Like so, we were already. Jive was in there, getting in there. Then they start slowing down. And I'm already repping MZK. And I think Nessa made a comment about something like, "Yo, like, I think this is like when B-Boy World was out, bro."
Mm.
So me, and Worm do a 2-on-2. We get invited to a 2-on-2 in Vancouver. That's the first time I go out of country.
Oh wow.
Kill it. Somebody, I still don't know who to this day who made that clip. They make that clip with Atmosphere, One of a Kind, and yo, that clip starts going crazy, like online, right?
Mm.
So Ness is like, "Yo, I wish she was still repping Zulu Kings." So I hit Ness up. I'm like, "Yo, what do you mean? I'm still repping. Just my crew's not repping like that."
Mm.
I link with Ness. Then we start linking with other MZK members. We start battling as MZK with Flexible Flav. That's when you see us start going to Florida, start hitting the Mex's events, right? So Outbreak, Evolution. And on the back end, I was already cool with Mex because when Mex first came to Texas, he didn't know nobody. He hit me up. We clicked. Started introducing him to more people in Texas, and that's how that network started growing from there.
Wow.
You know.
Wow. Yeah, that was an important time in breaking, man. I mean, the 2000s or the early 2000s was a big shift in breaking and how popular and how international it became, right?
Yep.
And you were a part of that.
Yeah.
That's a crazy experience. So you hit up with Ness. Do you remember the first, or do you remember when the moment where you just went, oh, it's all Zulu Kings now? And are you still Jive Turkeys?
No, I mean I'm still jive, but no one's really active,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So I mean MZK, took the forefront, that well over a decade ago, man. But no, we started entering first. I think we did like an outbreak or an evolution, um, 2-on-2, as Zulu Kings, and then it was like a crew on crew, and we had like a mixed squad with like flexible Flav, and it wasn't until like, and I think it was like I mean, probably the defining battle is us versus gamblers, MCK versus
yeah,
gamblers. And that's what,
yeah,
the Midwest, they helped really organize MZK as a crew. So that's when, Taekwon and Hurry and Vix, and then, you got Jules involved, and Brooks. They really helped organize MZK, like, yo, this is what we're doing. I was already at that time, I was already out there. So people already knew who I was or whatever. And some of the guys were like, yo, like Omar's getting down with us too. And I remember speaking with Jules about this, man, before we did that event at Evolution and we battled gamblers and all. First off, everyone was like, yo, gamblers is gonna win.
yeah.
Yeah, before the jam even started, everyone was like, oh, gamblers is here. They're gonna beat everybody. And I remember telling Jules, I'm like, yo, this event is just the beginning. So this event, I'm like, trust me, this event is gonna set it off. And we end up beating gamblers, and then we lose. But
Oh,
But the only thing that people really remembered and talk about is us beating Gamblers because everyone thought they were going to win.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
Yeah, this was an iconic battle, man, and I think that this was one of the biggest, a big moment in MZK history that really put MZK in the forefront, man. And
yeah.
yeah,
And,
this is
and you got to
legendary.
remember too. This is the time at that where now Gamblers is like winning everything internationally.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So for us, it was like, yo, we got to like defend the U.S., defend hip hop. Like we got to win this battle. So
Wow.
we end up winning that battle, and then I think we lost to like, I don't remember who we lost to. Vicious Germs and Have a Coro or someone like that. So
Damn. Wow. 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 Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are watching this right now, please like and subscribe to the video. I can't believe we just time traveled through like the first portion of Omar's life, and I don't even think we're halfway there yet. And I don't even think we're gonna get through it through this episode. I haven't even. It's already been an hour, and I haven't even gotten to the
I know,
questions
bro.
yet.
I was
So
trying to do 20 minutes.
no, no, I know. So maybe we could do a part two and then pick up from MZK moving forward. I really wanted to dive into the work you're doing. So let's first remind everybody that MZK's anniversary is going down August 11th through the 13th. That is right, August 11th through the 13th. And on Wednesday, we're gonna have Rebirth in the building. We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk battles. We're gonna talk breaking, and we're gonna talk about everything in between. That is right. That is right. Omar, so are you having fun so far?
Yeah, man, it's dope, man. Dope to go down memory lane. You know what I'm saying?
I wanted to kind of slow it down and even break it down to what you would think you were wearing. I was trying to get the whole visuals, but we'll get that next time.
It's too
Now,
much.
I got some questions for you, man. Let's talk about the Olympics. How do you feel about the Olympics, and where do you see it taking the community, and what does it mean to everybody and to you?
It means different things to different people, man. For me, bro, I transitioned a few years ago. Probably like 2019 was the last year. I was like, right before COVID I was like really active. Like I was still battling. I won like some 2-on-2s, entered 1-on-1 stuff like that. And I just got to the point where I was like, yo, like I felt so uh honored that I received so much from hip hop, from breaking, and I wanted to start giving back, bro. So I started doing events, getting involved that way, teaching, workshops, all that. So when I think back now, man, like the people who helped me, mentored me, taught me to become like, basically, I mean, they basically helped me become a world champ, right? Now I'm like, yo, no one gains anything by me winning another battle, bro. No one's gonna like if I win an if Smurf, if me and you won a 2-on-2 next month, everyone's gonna be like, "Yo, that's dope." Omar and Smurf won a 2-on-2, and that's it. Nobody cares because we've done it already. You know what I mean? I've done it already. So no one gains anything from me winning, entering or winning a battle, but me helping provide other platforms for the next generation. That's where people. That's where I'm more useful, bro. So the Olympics is just that. It's just another platform,
Yeah,
for the next generation, for the youth, for them. If we help clear the path for them, then they're building super highways now, and we got to let them blaze that their own trail, just like we did, or I did in the early 2000s, and people did before me, and generations, every generation before. We got to get out of their way as well and let them do their version of what breaking is to them, you know. And so the Olympics is just another platform, bro. Hip hop break culture is never going to go away,
Yeah.
with or without the Olympics. The thing that I see is that you got too many OGs, whatever you want to call them, OGs, just old, just old people, right? Old boys, old girls, whatever, right? Like trying to insert themselves, like now because it's going to be on the Olympic stage. For me, my mindset is like, yo, I'm trying to get out the way.
Yeah.
Like you get these new kids, this next generation. Like I don't want to be like trying to stand in front of them, trying to stand on the stage. It reminds me of like Suge's Knight's speech about Puff Daddy, right? Like yo, you got all these trying to be up in the video, right?
Yeah,
Like yo,
yeah,
I
yeah.
got a story too. Yo, like, what about me? Like you guys forgot about me? Like nah, bro. Like we had our time. Now it's time for the next generation, and the Olympics is going to be their platform. So yo, I was the first Red Bull BC1 champ. Now next year you're gonna have the first Olympian B boy, first Olympian B girl, and that's gonna
I
be history.
know. That's crazy.
You
That's
know?
crazy. That is, this is a side question. Is there any help for the b boys that are complete? Like for example, Victor. I don't know who is exactly in the U.S. team, but are they getting help in the back end as far as helping them put contracts together and packages to get sponsors and reaching out to sponsors?
Yeah, it varies, you know, you person to person, but they're definitely getting some help, and they're getting resources from the USOPC, from Team
Dope,
USA. You know what I
dope.
mean? In the US, just like anything else, arts and culture wise, it's not funded the way it needs to be or should be. You
Right.
know, um, in other markets like Asia and some Asia, some countries in Europe is better funded. You know, but that's just kind of the way it's been for the US, man. We're always behind when it comes to the sponsorships, to the endorsement deals, and to be honest, I think a lot of it has the mindset that some of our, unfortunately, some, not all, some of our OGs has passed to us. Like, yo, you got to be real, you got to be raw. Don't do that. Don't do commercial work. Like, you know, and that's ingrained into like the DNA, the mindset of a lot of these younger B boys and B girls. So we're playing catch up, bro, but we're helping them as much as we can. So
Yeah,
everything that I've learned, all the positive that I've learned, I'm trying to pass that on. But
yeah,
also letting them know, like, yo, I made mistakes too. Like, don't make these same mistakes that we made, you
yeah.
know, and giving them, you know, a better opportunity.
Dope. And if anybody's watching this and wants, we're putting out an APV on any entertainment lawyers, any lawyers that want to do any pro bono work and help the athletes that are competing and help them with their contracts and how to reach out to big companies and put it together. Because Nike's not going to read your email unless you put it together properly. And some b boys don't know how to do that. So I was just wondering about that.
Yeah.
The next question is this comes from a younger. We're not putting the who gives you the questions. We're just gonna ask you the questions. Top three younger cats, younger generation b boys that under the age of 18,
And in the US or worldwide?
internationally, just top three in general.
Damn, like 100 kids overseas, probably. You know what I'm
How
saying?
about every kid overseas?
Yeah, every kid overseas. No, man. You know what, Smurf? It's too hard, man, for me to put like, oh, it's my top three, my favorites, man. Now that I'm older and I'm not as active or competing, one thing I really love is just like enjoying to see the different styles and different approach that these younger generation, that these kids have. You know, so there's a ton of people, man, that I really like. I think are dope. You know, so I mean, I think I'm gonna speak for Texas, but you know, I like Valencia, I like Marcus. You know, those are two young heads here in Texas that
Dope.
are coming up, teens that are coming up in the ranks, and you know, I gotta stand behind my Texas kids. You know.
That's right. That's right. And that's what you got to do, man. That's what you got to do. You got to represent because if somebody else ask me, obviously I got my international kids and they could be all of them, but I like to bring up the local kids in Vegas because in Vegas we have a bunch of kids,
Yeah, y'all
you
have a
know,
lot, man.
and it's like I was helping with the summer program. I was actually one of the mentors. I was doing graffiti classes with them, and there was like literally just 50 kids, and they're all just breaking for 8 hours a day at the program, and
Yeah,
it's just wild because their friends are doing it. It's just becoming such a bigger thing, right?
Yeah, but
We
it's
didn't
it's
have.
dope to see. Like I see that now, and I'm like, yo, this is dope. Like they got support from their families. They got studios
Yes.
that our generation started. They got a safe environment and place of practice. So they already got a head start, man, and that's dope, right? Sometimes people are bitter, like, yo, we never had that. Like, how come
Right.
people didn't support us? Like, yo, I think it's dope. Like they have that help, and it's dope to see that, you know.
Yeah, it's dope. I used to have to run away from home to go. My parents didn't
Same.
let me do anything either, so I
Yeah.
had to run away from home,
My
and
dad
it
used to
was
hate breaking. He's like, you're just
yeah.
rolling around on the floor.
Oh, that's so funny. All right, you got to finish this sentence for me. If I ever lost a battle, I would never.
Lose to ruin.
Oh, I hate it when DJs.
Scratch.
Oh,
During battles. During battles.
yo, that's so funny that you say that. I always complain. I always complain about people's. I love all elements, obviously
Yeah,
the
yeah.
DJ, but you can't be just scratching the whole time I'm trying to break.
Exactly.
Let that play. Let that play. That's a good one, Omar. I think we never had that one before. I hated when b-boys.
Don't want to go first.
Oh, you still do judging gigs, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. What? How do you feel when somebody's in, like, when people are not dancing? Does it get on your nerves? Do you respect it? Sometimes I'm like, okay, fair. Like somebody. How do you feel?
I mean, yeah, all is fair in love and war, bro. It's a battle. I get it, right? People
Yeah.
have strategies, stuff like that. The thing is, like, I'm gonna just be really, really honest. Some of the people that don't want to go first have no sense of strategy in the first place. It's just they're just
Mm,
mimicking what other people are doing that they don't go first because they think it's an advantage. If the
yeah.
other person goes first, I have an advantage.
Right.
And then a lot of times they still lose the battle. So it doesn't annoy me per se, but it's just kind of like I'm like from an artist, like a battle cat, from a performer mentality. It's like, yo, like everyone here is here to see you battle right now. Like, so supposedly you spent all this time training and practicing and going rounds, and now's your moment, and you're just letting the energy of the moment escape. And that's what I think
Mm,
happens is when that beat drops, like you got to use that energy. You jump on that energy, right? You ride that energy, and then you draw the crowd in. When you don't do that, and you see it, the music, you know, the DJ has to bring it back. The energy dies
yeah.
down. The crowd is like, "Yo, what's going on?" People start looking at each other, and so it's not the same.
Especially when it's a good song and people complain about not having good music, and when the
Yeah,
good song comes on, you don't
bro.
want
When
to
it's
go
a,
out.
it's a good song, and it's two dope b boys and b girls, and they don't want to go first.
Horrible.
And then nowadays they're doing like one or two rounds. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, what do you have to lose? Like you don't want to get down.
There's a lot of pros to starting off the battle. You can dictate where the energy goes. You
Exactly.
can control perception, right? There's a lot
But
of things you could do.
I think that's like kind of a lost art, or is being lost because people don't do cipher battles no more. So people
Mm.
don't really learn like that feeling of going first, of dictate of coming in when that beat drops, that song drops, of the moment, of
Oh.
dictating that, right? So in a cipher, you learn that. You learn how to use the energy, the crowd, push people back, bring people in. And then that translates to competitions. Nowadays, a lot of people aren't, there's a lot of heavy hitters. You could say, like, name one iconic cipher battle, and they don't
Mm.
really have any anymore.
That I never thought about it like that.
So
I
they
never.
don't really practice that art of using like the energy, like,
Yeah.
or the emotion, the moment, right? And then that
Yeah.
moment is lost a lot of times because people don't want to go first.
Mm. Abbas says, I messaged you, Omar, when COVID was in its early stages. I was confused about breaking. It meant a lot that you responded. That's dope. So
That's,
when you check your DMs, do you respond to every single one you get, or do you get enough to where you have to skip some and you can't get through them all?
yeah, man. I'm gonna be honest. I probably don't respond to every one of them. You know, a lot of I'll tell you the ones I don't respond to. If you're just sending me like I don't know who you are, you're sending me like a reel, like, yo, post this. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Oh,
I don't know. It doesn't matter if it's dope. I don't know who you are. You just want me to promote your shit. I don't even know who you are. But the
yeah,
people
yeah,
who
yeah.
hit me up, like, yo, asking for questions or advice or something like that, those are the ones I try to respond to.
Nice, nice. Dope, dope, dope. Okay, the next one is I love it when I see the new generation.
Uh, Getting down, man.
Ooh.
Yeah,
What makes me the happiest is
my children.
beautiful, man. Yeah. How much do you love your family, man?
Oh man, that's my whole world right there, man.
That's right. How many kids? You got two kids, right?
Yeah, I got two, man. They're right here, man.
How old is the oldest one?
My daughter just turned 13 last year, and my son just turned 9, man.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow. They're getting bigger.
yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Are you having any more kids? Do you want any more kids?
I'm open to it, man.
You're
Yeah,
open to it. Dope,
yeah,
dope, dope,
for
dope,
sure.
dope. Dope, dope. Beautiful. You will never see me in the cipher doing.
Whack rounds.
Ooh. Have you ever, well, besides the first round with Ruin, oh, actually, you didn't even feel like that with him, but have you ever been in a battle where you walked away and you said to yourself, okay, I really got smoked?
Like in the whole battle, no. A
Mm.
round, a few rounds here and there, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, but remember, then that's something that Ness taught us, right?
Yeah.
He taught us even how to lose rounds. Like
Right.
oh, it's a throwaway round. Let it go.
Let it
You got
go.
smoked that round, on to the next.
On to the
You
next.
know, you won the battle, but there's still a war going on.
You can still recognize it. Just throw away the round yourself. Don't even
Yeah,
waste your energy. Just let it go.
exactly. Yeah.
Yo. If I had to battle a kid, I would never.
Battle kid. Yo, it's the hardest thing to do, man. It's like a lose-lose situation. If you smoke a kid, they're like, yeah, but he's a kid. And if the kid smokes you, you just got smoked by a kid. So it's like a lose-lose
Wow.
situation, bro.
Yeah, you can't. It's hard, right? It's hard to deal with. Now,
Yeah.
you as a judge, what would you look for if somebody was battling a kid? The first thing I think to myself, or I don't really like judging, so but if I did, I would think to myself, oh, that sucks. You got to battle a kid. Oh, what is something that you don't want to see, like somebody doing while they're battling a kid,
Yeah, like I don't want to see people doing like mad burns to a kid or like being disrespectful, stuff like that, you
or
know?
just too aggressive, right, or too
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah, because I think that moment, that experience is important for them too, right? And you never know, one of those experiences or one of those moments can dictate like if this kid wants to stay involved in this or not, you know? So like a
Mm,
really bad experience, a really bad moment, a kid can be like, yo, I don't want to do that, you know? Like just the emotion sometimes for a kid, like you see kids do battles, they lose, they start crying, right? Just because they lost. So imagine someone doing those types of things to them, you
do
know?
you think that because of that we should always have kids battle available for the kids to enter, or do you think that, how do you feel about people separating kids battles or b-boy and b-girl battles and separating categories like that? Do you think there should be that, or do you think that it could all be all together?
I mean, initially my first response is no, because I never had that.
Right,
I never experienced like coming up in kid battles, right? It was
right,
like,
right.
yo, I was like, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 battling adults. I got treated like one too, right? But now looking back, I'm like, yo, they have a better pipeline because it's dope to see like kids within their own ages battling each other. But then you got those kids that are like the standout kids, right? And you got to kind of start putting them into the adult battles because they're so good,
Yeah,
so they
yeah,
get that
yeah.
experience, you know.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. And the last thing, man, we're gonna take a look at this video, and if you can just let us know what was going through your mind during this battle, what was going down, what were you thinking, this situation, how'd you got yourself in this situation, and we're gonna play Omar and Ronnie versus Physics and Hong Ten. Do you remember
Yeah,
that battle?
yeah.
Wow,
Freestyle
my ear.
session Korea,
Freestyle Session Korea. Now, during this
2004.
time, Ronnie was battling with a lot of different people. So was this a random setup, or did you guys agree? Like,
So backstory to this, bro. My crew member Jin was cool with IQ from Battle Monkeys, right? And they actually helped start Super Crew,
right, right, right.
a freestyle session. So they're literally like, "Oh, we're just gonna get the best of the best, and we're gonna start Super Crew." So that's how I met Super Crew. I met Ronnie. Me and Ronnie clicked right away. Me and Ronnie started traveling together in 2004, and it was just off to the races, you know.
What do you remember the first battle you did with Ronnie?
Um, I mean, the first battle I had against Ronnie was BC1 2004, and
Yeah.
after that we got invited to a jam in France, I think Paris. It's like a 4-on-4, and after that we just started doing like a ton of battles.
Fresh. And when you were seeing this go down, were you like, "Oh, I got
Yo,
this.
this jam,
This
yeah, this jam, confidence levels were at all time high here. Yo, this jam here, this was sponsored by Nike.
what?"
Yeah, this freestyle session.
So this was in Korea.
This
Was
was
this
in
a
Korea, bro.
was this a final battle or an exhibition? What
No,
was this?
no. This was freestyle session Korea. So this was just one of the regular battles, like top 16.
Oh, dope, dope. And what's up with that routine? Who was the mastermind behind the routines in the parking lot?
I think we both just added a little bit. We both just
Fresh.
added our own little.
And shout outs to Ronnie, because Ronnie, I actually interviewed Ronnie. I had him in my studio. I interviewed him in person. I had him in here.
Yeah,
And I don't know if you've seen that battle, but I mean that interview. Shout outs to Ronnie because I know he won Rebel BC1. You're the first winner of Rebel BC1.
yeah. The first one,
Man,
man.
congratulations. That's so fresh. Did you know that it was gonna mean this much now, then, or was it just another battle?
No, no. It was a big battle for me because it was a one-on-one. But that mindset we had, I remember it was like me, Ronnie, and Iron Monkey. We think we were the only three Americans. And really, the
Mm.
mindset was like, yo, one of us got to win. This is a big one-on-one, like internationally. Breaking Star in the U.S., one of us got to win. So
Where did it take place?
in Biel, Switzerland.
Okay, Switzerland.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we were just like, yo, we got to win. And then it ends up me and Ronnie are opposite sides of the bracket. We make it to the finals.
And you won.
And I won, man.
Man, shout outs to you, man. Shout outs to Ronnie too, man. Shout outs to you guys, man. That's legendary. And we're gonna bring you back. Would you be able to come back in a few
Yeah,
months,
man.
maybe catch up after an event or something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that?
yeah. Yeah.
Nice, nice, nice. Now, before we get out of here, man, I want to let everybody know that the MZK anniversary is going down. I actually put a little trailer together just for the. MZK anniversary is going down.
Yo, I'm gonna say something, bro. I remember when I got down with MZK and I started battling like with you, with it was like Ness, Kamel, Machine, Floor Phantom,
Oh
uh,
man,
you know, Casper, like all these heavy hitters, bro. Yo, that was probably one of those most stressful battles to be a part of, because the you look at the lineup and it's so dope, and you weren't even worried about the competitors. You're like, yo, I can't look whack with these guys because they're so good, bro. So
bro, how do you
it
think?
was dope to experience that, man.
How do you think I felt? And I had the least experience. I wasn't even. I wasn't even put down in MZK as a b-boy.
Yeah,
So for me to be battling there, thanks to shout outs to KML, for me to be battling there was next. Like for me, it was like what? Like there's no way I got like battling with you, and we've won events together, and
yeah,
those are like some of the highlights in my breaking journey. Just because battling with you was just next level, right? To be even for you to even be okay with that, or even consider me, like that was a big moment for me. So thank you, man.
yeah,
I always
bro.
felt the
Oh,
love.
thank
So
you, man.
yeah, those were good moments, and we're definitely gonna dive more deep because it's already been an hour. It's already been an hour, and I gotta go have dinner. And
Yeah, same,
I hope
bro.
everybody is having fun. I hope everybody's good. We're gonna get Omar back in here. Omar versus Lilu. Oh yeah, that's right. What's up with that kick, man? Well, I saw this clip online. Are you guys still cool? You guys are cool, right? That shit was
Yeah,
old.
man.
All right, that was dope.
It's just one of those things that people. It's the same thing, right? Like those moments hold on to you, man.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
seeing the people hold on to those moments.
Facts, facts. Great interview, guys. Yo, Omar, man, I love you, man. I appreciate you. I
Thank you,
love who
bro.
you are. I love how you manage your environment and how you present yourself and how you moving forward and how you move in the community. I really admire it, and I just
Appreciate it,
wanted to
brother.
get you on here, and it's an honor to have you on here. And I hope everybody had a lot of fun listening to your stories, man. So shout outs
Same
to you,
here.
man.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it, man.
And that's it, man. I love you. If there's anything you want to plug or let us know, right now's the time.
No, man. The only message I got, man, is just is let these kids do what we wanted to do when we were young. You know, let them blaze their own trails on their own path. It's not gonna look the same way like when we did it, but we gotta let them have their moment too.
Fresh. And
Yeah,
with
bro.
that being said, man, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys next time.